Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Dyson V12 Detect Slim Absolute Cordless Vacuum Cleaner. And what I want to do today is to show you around the vacuum some of the features and benefits that it offers. Just before I start, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just give us a quick thumbs up. What I do is I talk about house appliances. I do specialise in cordless vacuums like these, and there's normally a bit of tech in there as well. So first of all, we need to get the vacuum unboxed. Now this is really one of the first generation of the Dyson cordless vacuums where they're starting to arrive in just a plain brown cardboard box. I'm not quite sure whether it's a cost cutting exercise or whether it's to do with recycling. I'd like to think it's to do with the recyclability of the packaging. It's something I do comment on quite a bit with different manufacturers, and as you can see there's quite a lot of the brown cardboard which is easily recyclable. A lot of the previous Dyson models have had the images on the outside and have had the full description, quite nice images, but clearly some of that cardboard probably isn't quite as easy to recycle. Anyway, now that we've opened the box, first of all we've got the instructions. As people know, hopefully by now, if you follow me on YouTube, I'm not really a fan of instructions, but well, I think with this vacuum I shouldn't need to refer to the instructions anyway. First of all, we've got a couple of the tools. Let's see, so we've got the classic crevice tool. That's pretty standard really on, I suppose really, a lot of cordless vacuums, not just the Dysons. You've got the combination tool, so I'll go into these in a bit more detail in a moment. Let's see, what's Mr. Dyson got to say? So our mission is simple: solve the problems others ignore. And that's in different languages on here. I must admit I'm not too sure what that is, but if you know what language that's in, then let me know in the comments. I would appreciate that. Anyway, so we've got the main wand here. Let's see. So nice. So I do want to comment on the colour of some of the Dyson cleaners. This is it's quite nice. It's like a graphite grey anthracite kind of colour. I do like that. It's quite subdued compared to a lot of colours that Dyson have had over the years. So we've got another tool. That'll be the reach under tool. So we got the hair screw tool. That's quite an interesting one. I'll cover that a bit more in a couple of minutes. As we get to the bottom, we get into some of the floor heads. So let's just pop these to one side. So we've got the charger and the one clip just here. I could do with a bigger worktop to do some of these videos on now. We've got the main fluffy head at the bottom here. This has got the laser detect as part of it. And we've got the wall mount. It's quite a standard wall bracket that Dyson put in now for a lot of the cordless vacuums. And lastly, we've got the main body of the vacuum. So it's quite a nice design, quite a lightweight design as well. But I think what I really need to do is to get a lot of this cleared away, and let's start to look at the vacuum itself. So now I've got the packaging put to one side. I've got the vacuum itself. Now I must say, as I just mentioned, this is actually a pretty lightweight Dyson. Some of the cordless vacuums that Dyson produced in the past are not that lightweight, I'll be honest. Especially as you go towards the higher end of the range. Some of the V10 models and above, because of the bin capacity and overall size of the vacuum, they tend to be quite heavy. But really what Dyson have done is they have listened to, I suppose, market research and customer demand, and they've found that a lot of people do want a lightweight vacuum, especially if you're holding it for a while. Because the run times on a lot of vacuums now are longer than standard. So on this model you're looking up to 60 minutes from the lowest power suction, which if you were to vacuum for an hour all in one go, then that's actually really important to make sure you've got a lightweight vacuum. And I'm pleased to say that Dyson have done a really good job in this. Anyway, as far as the runtime, so as I mentioned, it's 60-minute runtime on the lowest power suction. You have got different levels of suction, I suppose really depending on the surface that you're on. If you're just on a hard floor where there's not too much dirt on there, then really the lower power suction should be okay. If you wanted, say if you got a deeper pile carpet where you've got quite a dirty area, then you might want to increase the suction on there. And as far as the on and off button, so I say button now because Dyson for years and years, as long as I can remember, they've had a trigger just in the middle here, and that has been quite a complaint from a lot of people, especially if you suffer with your hand. So if you've got things like arthritis, then you could find that holding the trigger that Dyson put on there can be quite difficult. But clearly they've listened now, so you've got an on and off button on the top. Nice and easy, and I'm really pleased they've done that. And I can't help but feel that that will be pretty standard on a lot of the newer models going forward. And to change the power setting, you've got a little button on the back here, and that will change it between 3 different modes, which I'll show you in just a moment. But first of all, you've actually got a display on the back here, and it will actually show you the time remaining of the battery depending on the suction level that you're on. So clearly when you start, if it's fully charged, then you should be able to achieve 60-minute runtime. Now that will always depend on the surface that you're on. So if you're on a hard floor, say with some of the basic tools, then you should be able to achieve that. If you go onto say carpets, then you can find that the runtime will be reduced quite a bit. So don't always expect 60 minutes just because you're using it on the lower suction. As you go to the higher suction, you will find that it really decreases the runtime. So as you go to the boost setting, which I'll show you in a moment, then that can reduce down to about 5 minutes. So you don't get too long on that. That's why I'd recommend trying to use some of the lower suction levels, ideally, to get the maximum runtime. But I'll just show you that. So you could see that the time on there for each suction level really changed. You will also see that just above the time on the display, it's got another little display that will show bars as you vacuum in. Now what that's doing is that's actually showing you the particle sizes that you're picking up from your carpet or floor. Now I must admit, I quite like it. I do like technology, but is it too relevant to know when you're vacuuming? I suppose what it's doing is it's telling you that the area that you vacuum in is clean, but it's something I'll show you in a moment in a bit more detail. When it comes to charging the vacuum, it couldn't be easier. First of all, you've got the charger, as I showed you earlier, that comes with it, and that just plugs into the front. So if you want to just sit it on a table, then you've got the option to just sit it on a table, plug it into any socket that you've got in the house, and that will charge away. Normally takes probably around 3 or 4 hours to get a full charge. The other option is that you do get the wall mount with it. So that's the front part of the wall mount, and the idea is that it just drops into there, and if you actually put the charger within the wall mount, then whenever you put the vacuum onto the wall mount, then it'll be charging. That's an ideal situation, so it just means when you store it away, it's charging up, so that when you go to use it next time, you guarantee it's fully charged. That's always recommended. But if you can't do that, so if you didn't want to use the wall mount, then at least you've got the option to just plug it into the front. As far as the battery goes, it is removable, so if you want to take it off to change the battery, or if you bought a spare one, then that's really easy to take out now. Each generation of Dyson cordless vacuums, they tend to make it easier. If you go back to the very early days, they were sealed units, then you had to unscrew them, and now you just got a button on the front, take it off so you can change the battery over. That's ideal because what you'll find is that over the life of the vacuum, batteries do reduce, so the runtime will gradually reduce over say the next 3 or 4 years, and rather than having to buy a new vacuum, you can just buy a new battery and then you get the full runtime back. At some point you'll need to empty the bin as well when it's full, and that's quite easy to do on this one. You've just got the trigger at the front here, so you just push that down, just go to a bin. I always recommend going to an outside bin. I suppose it's not too important with this because it's quite a small capacity bin. It's only 0.35 litres, Quite a few of the other Dyson vacuums, you're looking at least 0.4 litres. As you go to some of the big ones, then you're looking around a litre. But the whole idea of this one is it is a slim vacuum, it's a lightweight vacuum at only just over 2 kilograms, and you don't want something that's going to have too big a bin. As far as the cleanability of it, you can take the bin off as well. All you need to do is to just press the button underneath here, press that, and then the bin comes off. You shouldn't really take it apart much more. If you follow me on YouTube for a while, you know I have stripped some of the Dyson vacuums down and given them a really good clean. I suppose really for everyday use, then all I'd recommend to do is to get say a dry paintbrush, just give it a quick wipe over, or give it a quick brush over should I say, on the outside. And as far as the bin, probably not get it wet as such. I'd just get a dry or damp microfiber cloth, give it a wipe out inside, and then when you're ready to put it back together, just locate it at the bottom, just give it a quick nudge, and then you're ready to go. The main thing to mention is that you do need to make sure that all of these seals are properly clean. Over the months and years of using it, you need to make sure they're kept clean, because we've had it on the odd occasion where people have had, say, bits caught in here, or you've got a lot of dirt that's caught. If the bin top or the bin lid doesn't shut properly, then you can find there's quite a big loss of suction. Filters couldn't be easier on this. You've got the one filter on the back that just twists and then pulls off. You'll notice you've got a picture of a tap or a faucet if you're in America on here, and the idea is that you can just give it a rinse, and just really under cold water, to make sure it's kept nice and clean. It is recommended, I suppose, when you are washing it, to make sure you have it that way. That's the part really that you want to wash. What you don't want to do is to wash it that way, because what you're going to do is you're going to wash a lot of the dirt into the rear end of the filter. These are replaceable as well. I suppose after you've been using it and washing it for a year and a half, then there's only so much you can wash these. It is recommended to replace them on the odd occasion. And then to put it back on, I'll just show you that. So it just pops on there, just twist it, and then it clicks into place. So it's a really nice, solid feel on this one. Now I've covered a lot of information about the vacuum itself, I'll show you the tools and accessories that it comes with. First of all, you've got this. This is one of the main drive, or main floor heads should I say. This is called a motor bar cleaner head. And with this one, this is, I suppose, a general all-purpose one. So it doesn't matter whether you've got hard floors or carpets. This is quite a good one for you. You'll see on the top here, you've got hair removal vanes. This is all part of the, I suppose, for me, it's the competition for Dyson that are very, very much into hair removal from the floor head and from a lot of the cleaning system that they use. And I think Dyson this year have almost caught up with them. A lot of emphasis has gone into the hair removal side of it, because for a lot of people, especially if you've got hairy members of your family, or if you've got animals that molt, then you can find that having long hair wrapped around the brush bar is quite annoying. So I'm glad that Dyson are sort of taking note of this. Underneath, you've got some soft bristle brushes, and you've got some stiffer bristles, and a combination of these two make it really effective when it comes to the cleaning performance. You can take the brush out quite easily. You just need to get a coin, pop it in the side, twist it, and then the brush bar will come out. So if you do need to remove it to clean it, at least that's got easy access on the side. The next main floor tool that it comes with is this. This is called the Illuminated Cleaner head. Now, it almost feels at the moment, every time Dyson bring out a new range of cordless vacuums, they keep renaming the tools. I know this has been with V15 and it's changed the name slightly, so I'm not quite sure why they keep doing that. But anyway, for this generation, it's called the Illuminated Cleaner head. I'm sure when they bring another model out in the future, in a year or so, they'll rename it to something different. But anyway, so with this is like a soft, fluffy head. This kind of tool they've put with quite a few Dysons over the years. On a lot of the Absolute models, not so much with the laser detect side, but just the, I suppose, the fluffy head. So, and this is really designed for hard floors only. It doesn't really work on carpets, so there's no point trying it on carpet as such, unless it's a really short pile carpet. then it can work a little bit. But with this one, it's got the laser detect. You've got the option of switching that on and off, and that's like a green light that will shine across the carpet, and that's just showing you where there are dirt particles. I have covered that in one or two of my other videos on some of the other Dyson products. And if you need to take the roller out to clean it, couldn't be easier. All you do is you just flick that up at the side, pull that, and then that will pop out. And then to put it back together, that just goes in there, and that's it. That just clips back into place. So really easy. They're the main two floor heads that this Dyson comes with. As far as the smaller accessories, you've got this one. So this is one of the main ones I think that people will use. This is the hair screw tool. And as I mentioned earlier, that Dyson are very much going on the emphasis of the hair removal this time. And I think over this last 12 to 18 months, they've really made a good effort with that. So with this, with the hair screw tool, this is designed, so it's basically, it's like a mini turbo brush, as some manufacturers will call it. But the idea is that it helps to remove any of the excess hair that can normally get wrapped around it. All of these just fit into the Dyson itself, just so you can use it as a handheld. And I'll just show you this. So as you can see, it's a rotating brush, and that's really good for things like stairs, or if you're going to vacuum your car out, then that's probably one of the main tools to use. Next tool it comes with is this one. This is the classic combination tool. Dyson have used this tool for years, and I suppose while it's successful, then they might as well carry on doing it and putting it in with their Dyson vacuums. So with this, as it says with the combination, it's a combination of two different tools. First of all, you've got the upholstery tool. So you've got a little part on the front there, and then if you press the button on the top, then that will change it into a soft bristle brush. That's good if you're going around, say, a delicate area. I mean, where I am, we've got some hobs just in our showroom, so I suppose if you're in your kitchen and just want to vacuum around, then that's the ideal kind of tool to use. The next one that it comes with is, again, the classic one. This is just the crevice tool. This has been on pretty much every Dyson that they've produced. And this is an ideal tool to get down the side of sofas or into areas that are a little bit limited. Now, one of the final accessories this comes with is this. I know some people will get this out and thinking, what is it? You've got a little switch on it that angles it. So this is called a reach under tool, or low reach tool, low reach adapter. Dyson have named it different things over the years. And really the idea is that you pop that in there like that. And once you put the main wand or the pole in, then what this does, this gives you the ability to reduce the height of the vacuum without having to bend down. I'll just show you that. So if you press the button in, what it will do is it just enables you to, I suppose, hold the vacuum at a higher level, and then you can actually go, say, under a bed or under a sofa without you having to bend down so far. So it is a really good design. They used to do a tool which was opposite to this. It almost flips in the other direction, called the up top tool, or the up top adapter. And the idea was on that one that you could reach on top of cupboards. But really we found that it's a tool that I suppose not many people tended to use. So they've gone the other way with the reach under tool this time. And then the final accessory that the V12 comes with is this. This is the wand clip. And the idea is that you can just pop that onto the wand, and then you've got the option to pop a couple of tools into the end here. So if you wanted to put, say, the combination tool in there, and if you wanted to really load up and put the crevice tool in as well, then at least you've got the option. I think it's a good idea to have it as an option on there. It's not a permanent feature, because clearly it does add to the weight. I mean, there's not too much weight on it, but for some people where weight is key at the vacuum, then at least you've got the option to take it off if you want to. What I want to do now is I just want to give you a quick demonstration of the vacuum in action. So I want to show you it with the Illuminated Cleaner head. And with this, I'm just showing it. I did mention that you can use it on really short pile carpets. Here in the showroom we've got a really short pile carpet. I must admit it's been down for quite a few years and it's barely carpet anymore. But I'm just going to give you a quick demo on here. So first of all, you can see on here, this is showing the particle sizes that I've been vacuuming up. I must say, I do find it quite interesting, but how relevant is it for everyday vacuuming? I'm not too sure. But also, hopefully you heard that when I was vacuuming, the suction was increasing and decreasing. Now what that's doing is that's detecting the amount of dirt that you've got on the carpet, and that will increase the suction if it's required. So again, it's technology like that that's built into the V12 that can make a huge difference to things like the runtime. If you are thinking of buying one of these models, I have provided a link below to show you where to get one at a competitive price. I hope you enjoyed the quick video on the Dyson V12 Detect Slim Absolute. I need to remind myself of the model number. Sometimes on some of these model numbers on products nowadays, it takes sometimes about 3 or 4 takes to get it right. Anyway, at least I've got a bit of a reminder. So you've got the V12 Detect Slim Absolute. So if you've got any questions on the product, I have got one on display here. What I try and do is I try and cover a lot of the specification, give you a quick demo of the product, but if you've got any questions on it, then just pop it in the comments below. Also, if you have got one of these, if you've just purchased one, then I'll be really interested to know what you think about it, because I'd always appreciate the feedback. Thanks for watching.